Guys, okay, so pretty much what I've done is that I've washed my face, I moisturized, and I have put my foundation on. I've also used a primer as well. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to actually start priming my eyelids, and I'm using the matte paint pots pretty much to put it right onto my eyelids so the eyeshadow has something to adhere to. So I'm just going to do one eye and then work on the next one. And I'm going to be working out of the Naked One palette. I do have the first and the second one, and for some reason I always just gravitate towards the first one. So yeah, I'm going to be using that today. I really love it. It has loads of neutral colors that you just play up and play down as well, so it's great. So yeah, there's the palette right there I'll be using. And the one I'm going to be starting with, actually, let's see if I'm going to be actually showing it to you guys. It's Toasted is the color that comes out of the palette. Now it's a gorgeous kind of purpley pink. To me, it kind of almost looks like a really light lavender, I guess you could say. Has a ton of shimmer, but even with all that being said, like I still feel like it's a really great neutral day look. So this is one of my my go-to looks when it comes to eye makeup. It's just so easy to do and just kind of it complements any skin tone. So yeah, so I really do love it. So I'm just kind of packing it on. I feel you know, if you do it in layers, it really gets richer in pigment and in color, and it shows up a lot better and truer to color as well. So I'm just gonna keep adding it on, and I'm using the brush that actually it's a flat eyeshadow brush that comes with the Naked One palette. So I'll be using, that's what I'm using here to apply the eyeshadow. And now I'm just dancing, don't mind me, I'm just dancing to my music that I had going on. Alright, so now what I'm going to be using, I'm going to go back to the palette and using a fluffy brush, a blending brush. I'm going to use Buck, and I'm actually going to use that into my crease. Now for me, it's like my perfect crease color for my skin tone and my shade. I love it. It's a great transition color for any eyeshadow. It's pretty much my go-to eyeshadow that I use for everything, really. So yeah, so in a, you know, back and forth windshield wiper motion, I'm just going to be going into my crease with Buck and just kind of, you know, layering it on there, making sure I just really get that definition going into my crease so I see a really nice transition. And for me, this is what really helps pull the look together, because I find that, you know, it's not too overwhelming. It doesn't make my eyes look too sunken in, but it just, you know, it really just helps blend all the colors together. So now I'm going with the one beside it, which is called Darkhorse, which is like the darker purple. Kind of complements Toasted. So I'm just going in the outer V of my eyes. So you see I'm just lightly, I'm still going with the same fluffy brush, and I'm just going the outer V and just kind of pushing it in there. And then any excess that I have on the brush, I swipe it back into my crease to just darken it a little bit. So yes, you just really take your time with it when you're blending. You just go back and forth, just kind of work on that V to smoke it out, because that's what the whole look is. Again, I mean, you guys might think it's a little bit dark, but it is. I think I don't know if the camera's picking it up as true to form as it is, but for me, it's a great daytime look. So that's why I do love this. And again, yeah, you just take the excess, swipe it over, and back and forth motions into your crease, but really concentrate on that outer V and really blend, blend, blend. So right now it looks a little bit harsh, so I'm gonna go back with Buck, I believe. Oh no, sorry, wait, I went back in with Sin. Was it Sin? Or I think that was Buck. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little confused. Sorry, so I went with Buck just to kind of work on the transition again and buff out those harsh lines and work on the transition. So yeah, I'm gonna go back again. And you know, the thing with this, any technique when you do the eyeshadows, is just really taking your time to blend. And the blending is what the key is. I mean, that's what it's going to make it look a lot more prettier. It's going to transition well. You know, you're really going to see the eyeshadows pop, and it's not going to look too harsh. So yeah, so I'm going to go in with that again and just kind of work on the lines and buffing out those harsh lines. And now I'm going in with Sin, and I love using this on the inner corners of my eye ducts. It just really helps to brighten up the whole eye look. So I'm just a little bit of a dab, again with a fluffy brush. I don't tend to jump around with a lot of the brushes from time to time. I kind of just stick with like one or two when I'm working with, because half the time I don't even have time for this. So I do like to be as efficient as possible when doing my makeup. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing my under eye concealer. I'm using Eve Pearl. My color is in medium tan. I did pick this up at IMATS and I got tested at the booth, so it was really great. It's my first time like using this product, and I gotta say I love the consistency of this concealer. It is gorgeous. It's super creamy and blendable. So right now I start with the dark color first, and I just put it all under my under eye area. And, you know, according to Eve Pearl, she said this is what helps conceal. So, you know, I just use my ring finger and then dabbing slightly swipey motions. Sorry, that was my dog. I'm just kind of swiping it over and patting it under my eye. So again, with the next eye, and you can see it already makes such a huge difference. It really just brightens the eye and, you know, just makes you look wide awake, and I love it. There is a little bit of creasing with this product. I would say my first and favorite is definitely the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, but this is a second. So now I'm going back in with the second shade, which is a lot lighter, and this is what's going to give us the brightening effect. So again, yeah, just dab it in with my ring finger, and I'm dabbing it under my eye, and then swiping it across. And look, hello, I'm awake. So yeah. So I'm pretty much going back in there with the lighter one, and I do love it. I mean, it's a little, goes a long way. That's what you have to remember. So at the first time I tried this, I was a bit heavy-handed and I looked a bit crazy. I've since learned, and a little does go a long ways, and this is why I love this product. So I'm just dabbing it on, kind of, I drag it into my inner corners of the eyes as well to brighten it up. Okay, so that's the concealer on. Now, yeah, just do a little head bob because the music's good and I was feeling it. And I am looking for my blush. I'll be using Nars Orgasm. I also picked this up at IMATS and been loving it. I was a little bit on the fence at first because with me, myself personally, I am a blush addict. So I like really bright blushes because I feel just with my skin tone, it just complements it that much more. So I was a little bit on the fence with this because it is, it's very subtle, so it's a gorgeous like pinky kind of corally with flecks of gold in it shade, but it's not as vibrant as what I'm used to when it comes to blushes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it took some time to get used to it, but now that I've been using it for a couple of weeks, I really do love it. It gives it just a subtle glow and a flush to the face that's really complimentary to anybody. So yeah, I'm loving it. And I'm going back in with my Bobbi Brown blush. I forgot the name, but I will get it and I'll link it down in the bottom bar, and I put that on as well. Now I'm just going to go in and back up and just kind of add some color to my bottom lashes. So I'm going back in with Dark Horse, which was the darker color that I put on my outer V, and I'm just kind of slowly just smudging it in to the probably 2/3 of my bottom lash line. I don't drag it all the way in, but I kind of stop halfway. So yeah, I'm just taking a smaller eyeshadow brush with a pointed tip, and I'm just kind of gently smudging that in. And I try to make sure I don't drag it down too far down, because personally for me, it just looks like I have circles and really bad circle under my eyes. So I try not to do it too much, and then just with a fluffy brush, I will blend that out. So just, it's not as harsh, and it's a little bit more daytime friendly. So yeah, so I don't know who is messaging me, but anyways, continuing. Alright, so with that being done, I'm going to apply some mascara, and I'm using MAC's Opulash. I'm loving this. I've been using it for a couple of weeks. No complaints. My favorite for sure is Benefits They're Real, but this is what I had on hand right now, so I will make do with it. And along with this application also comes the weird faces, which I'm sure you guys are all used to. So yeah, so I'm just going to be applying a few coats of that. I don't really go too crazy when it comes to daytime, nor do I wear like falsies. So just kind of applying a few coats, hopefully with, you know, till I'm happy with it. And then just going to touch on the bottom lash line. Alright. So moving on, I am now going to pretty much, I'm going to conceal my eyebrows. I kind of line a little bit more definition in them, so I'm going in with my MAC concealer. I believe it's NC40 is my color, and I'm just kind of running right under my eyebrow bone, just to kind of clean up the lines and make my eyebrows stand out a little bit more, and just kind of clean up any fallout that might have happened or any shadows that might have drifted up around there. So I just really like doing this because it just kind of cleans up the whole look and it just kind of pulls it together. So yeah, so there, that's on. And now what am I going to be doing? I will be moving on to my lips. So with my lips, so with it being winter comes a darker lip, which I love. Like, I love rocking a dark lip. So I'm actually using MAC's lip liner in Currant to outline my lips. Sorry, my camera died. Ah, dang it. I really hate when it does that. But anyway, so I pretty much what I did is I outlined my lips in Currant, and now I'm filling it in with a Wet n Wild lipstick. Forgot the name of it, but I will link it below. I'm loving these lipsticks. Like, I got them on sale at Walmart for $1. Like, seriously, what can you get for $1 anymore? Right? I know. So anyways, I'm loving this. I got two. I'll put the name down below. I'm loving Wet n Wild lately for some reason. Like, they're so dirt cheap and I love them. So anyway, so this is it. This is the final look, guys. Hope you like it. It's a great winter look with a dark lip, but, you know, kind of a neutral eye. So I just wanted to let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe.